All right, good day to you. Name's Mr. Mancias here, video game design level 1, building a 2D game called Asteroids, or remaking a 2D game called Asteroids. We're going to go ahead and get started. What we have so far built is we have a ship that shoots at these asteroids, and these asteroids break up into medium and small. We have our lives counter, and we have our score counter, right? Not sure why that's there, so we're going to go ahead and get rid of that. Right, so delete that little piece there. Hit file, save. All right. Also, I've noticed some of you have been complaining about the Visual Studios not saving the way we had it before. So just to let y'all know, when you go to Edit, Preferences, you go to External Tools, and you should see up here an External Script Editor, Microsoft Visual Studios. If you don't see it, go ahead and hit that drop down arrow and select it, please. Once you are done with that, okay, what you need to start doing is hit Save Project. Okay, once you hit the Save Project, it should save it exactly like that. Okay, so that should take care of that problem. All right. So the next thing we're going to do, this is video number 7. We're going to be covering sounds. So we're going to add sounds to our ship firing and our rocks exploding. But first, we need to find some good explosions. And for that, we need our Unity Asset Store. So make sure you go to Unity Asset Store. You can do a particle pack. Particle effects right there. And as you can see, I've already downloaded some from previous games. I hang on to them. Okay, so if you find this particle pack, it's called a Legacy Particle Pack. Go ahead and download that. Some explosions. If you want explosions, just type in the word explosions. Explosion. Make sure you select free. Don't forget to select free, please. If not, you're going to be paying. You got some true explosions here. You have one that I got before by Ben Throop. Detonator explosion frame. This is a guy I met at Unity. He's a pretty good worker down in Austin. So yeah, that's one of them. Let me see. And of course, the particle packs are going to show up again. Okay, you got your legacy and you got your regular. All right, so go ahead and hit pause. Go ahead and take care of that. It's going to take a while to get some of this taken care of. All right, let me see if mine is there. Let's go ahead and open in Unity. All right, so here it is, Detonator Explosion Framework. So I want to go ahead and download this or import it because it's already downloaded. I just need to import it. Detonator Explosion Framework is what we're looking for. So go ahead and import that. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and hit pause and come back to you when all this is taken care of. All right, so I downloaded a few, as you can tell, by my assets. Now, keep in mind, some of these do come with sound, like this one here. This is, let me see, detonator explosion framework. So that's this one right here. It came with sound. I'm having a little bit of a problem with these prefabs, as you can see. None of the material came with it. So pay close attention to that, okay? So some coding issue. So I won't be using these assets, but maybe I'll be listening to some of these lasers right here, like this one right here. It did came with sound, so I'm going to be probably using the sounds. Far explosion, near explosion, okay? I will be probably using, let me see what I got here. Some prefabs. Nope, not that one. Oh, I lost my place. Oh, Unity Technologies. So I'm going to be using some of these things here. Particle, wait a minute, where'd it go? I know it's here somewhere. Sorry, guys. Weapon, magic, fire. Here it is. Okay. Prefabs, right? Let me get out of this. Big explosion. Boom. Okay. But how does it look in the game? Let's take a look. All right. So throw it on there. That's pretty big. Okay. So we probably won't be using that one. Delete. Let me look for a small explosion. Here's one. It looks pretty good. Let's take a look and see what it looks like here. One more time. I can't see it, so let me go to my 2-3 split so I can take a look at it. Play again. All right, so it's not showing me here, but it's in there. So I like the way it looks here. Okay, so that's good. I'm going to be using that one. Let me go back to my default. And small explosion, so I'll be using that one. And let me see what else we have here. Where was it? Fire explosion, prefabs, small explosion, big explosion. It doesn't look too bad, except it has gravity. So energy explosion. Okay, I'll probably save this for the ship. Okay, it's like a vacuum. Fireball. Not too bad. Put a timer on there. Large flame. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, that's constant. All right, so you guys get the idea. So I found mine. I'm going to go ahead and move on so I can show you what we got going on next, okay? So I hope you found yours. Okay, so what are we going to do? We're going to add an explosion to these large asteroids. So let's go ahead and make sure we go to our prefab one, okay? So we're going to add we're going to make an explosion that we're going to add here. So let's go ahead and open up our script and create that link. So it'll be our asteroid script that we're going to be using. What we're going to do is create a game object, and we're going to call it an explosion, right? That way we have a way for us to attach that explosion to it, okay? So going all the way to the top, we're going to do a public game object, capital G, capital O. Object, oh, not game object, game object. And we're going to call this game object explosion. All right, very simple. Close it out. All right, so continuing on, we know we're going to put a prefab here that we've chosen, right? Well, we need to kind of tell it where, what to do after it comes on. So we, let me see where I want to put it. So I want to score points, right? So what I want to do is go, let me see, when did I do that? Okay, yeah, that's right. So player 1 sent message, so we score points. After we score points, we want to go ahead and make the explosion there. So let's add a little comment here. We'll make explosion, right? And what we're going to do is instantiate, like always, instantiate, okay? And we're going to instantiate the explosion. And we're going to put it right there exactly where it's at. And we're not going to add no rotation, but it's going to be a transform dot position. And it's going to be transform dot rotation. Okay. And then we're going to close it out. Right, like that. I'm going to come back also. We're going to have to destroy that, but we'll come back and let's test it out first, okay? So, save that. Come here. All right, so we're going to go to our large asteroid once it updates. Okay, waiting on the update. Come on, come on, come on, come on. All right, so now it updated, right? So large asteroid. We have our game explosion right here. All right, so let's go ahead and find the one that we wanted. It was under, for mine it was here. And I think I'm going to go with a small explosion. Okay, small explosion. And I want it to take effect on all the larges. Okay, so let's test our large first. And yes, we're going to have to do this for our medium and small, but I want to make sure this is a proper explosion. So I'm going to do this one first. There it is. Oh, and it came with sound. All right. So that explosion has sound. All right. And I got a little error here. What's that about? Oh, because I haven't added the asteroid explosion to the other ones. I didn't like that. I didn't like that explosion. So let's go ahead and try something else. Okay. I'm going to pause my video and look for another explosion. This is a time where you do the same. Okay. All right. So I liked dust explosion. I went ahead and let me see. I'm going to go ahead and go with that. Dust explosion is what I found. I just got to adjust it because it's continuously looping. So make sure you turn off the loop. Let me see what else. Asteroid large. And let's go ahead and do the overrides and apply to all. So now the dust explosion will be on every prefab for large asteroid. Okay, large asteroid. Let me see what it looks like real quick. And I believe it comes with its own sound. So that's not bad. That's not too bad. And then I'm going to increase this. I'll probably make these a little louder, or I'll add a different effect for those guys. So go ahead and find your explosion for your large, your medium, and your small. Don't forget to make sure you put them on. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to my prefabs now. I'm going to go to my medium, and this is where I'm going to add my other explosion, my small, my other explosion. Okay, so don't forget to do that. That's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to go ahead and look for some, and then I'll get back to you. Okay. All right, so I think I got them all. Let me see. I'm going to go ahead and hit play, and then you should be able to see what I put in there. And remember, don't forget to take off the looping. If not, it'll stay on your screen and pretty much look horrendous. So I got dust, and then I kind of went with a small explosion on that guy, and then I went, or yeah, small explosion. And then I think I went tiny explosion with those guys right there. So, and as you can see, it came with sound already, also, so that's great. It means I don't have to look for sound. If you happen to find some with sound, that's great. All right. Let me keep going. These guys are avoiding my laser. All right, so that's what I came up with. But again, turn off the looping for all of them, all three, and don't forget, make sure you hit default. And I'm sorry, make sure you go here and you check your overrides. And if there's nothing to override, you're good to go. All right. All right, so that covers the sound for my asteroids along with its effects. Okay, next thing I need to focus on is my ship. So let me take a look and see what else I got to do. All right. All right, so one thing I noticed while playing is they're not going away. Okay, so tiny explosion. There we go. Look at that. See, I don't like how that looks. So it's going to clutter up your hierarchy here. So let's go ahead and create a code to go ahead and take care of that, okay? Oh, you know what? I forgot to check. I adjusted my dust explosion. I just didn't get a good look at it. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and take care of this by going into our code again. And what we're going to do is destroy the explosion, right? So after we created it, we want to destroy it. So let's make a destroy code. You guys should already be thinking ahead of me now, right? New explosion. Oops. And we're going to go ahead and kill it after, well, let's say 5 seconds, right? So that way our hierarchy doesn't get cluttered up. All right. Did I misspell explosion? Why doesn't it not like it? Okay. Okay, I see. What I need to do is change a few things. So what I need to do is change up here. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this to game object. Game object. Oh my lord. Game object. And we're going to call this new explosion. Okay. Instead of instantiate, we're going to call it new explosion. And this equals to an instantiation. Instantiate, yes. All right, so now, game object is misspelled, okay, game object. So now it should destroy it after 5 seconds from the hierarchy. Let me see if I got any other problems. Doesn't look that way. All right, I think we are going to be okay. All right, so make explosion, and this destroys explosion. Destroys explosion from panel. Okay, and what I mean by that is a hierarchy panel, right? Okay, let's hit save on that. Let's check it out. All right, it's updating. Get back to you when it finishes. All right, so now I should not see a buildup of explosions here happening. So let's see what happens after 5 seconds, right? I think that's what I put. I missed. All right, so there's the dust. 4, 5, gone. Yes, good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, gone. Awesome. All right. Looks good to me. All right, so let's see. Let me go ahead and figure out what I want to do with the spaceship. So I'm going to research. I might go with a plasma explosion for him, okay? All right, so I found some sounds here. I kind of jumped the gun. I had already pre-made these prefabs from another project. So when I downloaded this pack, it came with the sounds also. So check it out. You got your particle system, right? What you want to do is scroll all the way to the bottom, right? You're going to see add components. The component you want to add is audio. And then you want to add a audio source, okay? Audio source. Once you do that, you're going to get this right here. And this is where you throw in your audio clip. In this case, you grab your explosion sound and you drag it and put it in there. All right? You want to play on awake only. You don't want to have any of these other ones on or even the loop, because if not, you just make a bunch of noise, okay? So, for those of you who need sound, find your sound. Once you find your sound, open up your your prefab that you used for the explosion. Okay, like this one has probably a different prefab. Okay, there's a small explosion prefab, and if you notice, I already put a near explosion on there. Okay, you can do the same thing. You can go to all these prefabs, file save, and then it'll be stuck on there. This one, I don't think it has one. Nope, no sound yet. Small explosion does have a sound. Energy explosion does have a sound. Okay, uh, and that's that muffled, distant explosion sound. Okay, so this is what I'm going to be using for my spaceship here in a little bit. All right. So I hope that clears it up. I didn't. I totally forgot that I had already saved these prefabs with sound. Yours are not coming in with sound, and that's the reason why. Make sure you go to your prefabs, check them. Nothing down here. That means you have to add your sound, okay? And I think I already showed you how to do that. All right. So go ahead and take about 5 to 10 minutes to take care of that. Pause your video, and when you come back, we'll be moving on to the next one, okay? All right. So let's go to the ship. What do I want to do with the ship? Well, let's go to the bullet first, right? We found our sounds. Let me see what sound I want to use. That's explosion. I think I gave y'all some sounds earlier, right? So let's see what we got here. Yeah, I don't want that. Saucer laser gun. That's not too bad. I'm trying to kind of imagine what would one sound like in the vacuum of space. You know what I'm saying? So let me see what else. I may have some more. I'm going to keep looking. I'm sorry. I'm going to pause and I'm going to keep looking. All right. So I went into the asset store. I kind of like this right here. Then you got this one right here. That's not bad at all. So I'm going to go ahead and download this one. All I did was a shooting sound search. So it should look like this chicken right here. Let me see if I can go back to the main. Oh, I went too far. All right, shooting sounds, space shooting sounds. No, that's not what I want. Shooting sounds, hit enter, and it's this first one with the chicken on it, okay? So that's the one I'm going to download. And I'm going to grab that laser sound for my spaceship. Come on. And it's free. All right, so adding to my assets, and I'll see you guys when I'm done. All right, so I think I'm going to go with one of these laser sounds. So let's go ahead and go to the bullets. Where's my bullets? Is my prefab. So there's my bullets. Don't need code for that, so we're just going to add a component. We're going to add audio, like I've shown you, and audio source. We're going to add the audio clip right there. You can come back and look for it, or you can click here with this little circle, and you should be able to see the last ones that you went to, right? If you don't see it here, what was it called? Laser. Let's see what this one looks like. Okay, so we're going to use laser. Did I double click? There it is. Okay, hit play, and I'm just going to hit the fire button a few times just to see if I can hear it. Not too bad, not too bad. Let me try the other one. Laser number 1. Okay. I like laser number 1. Yes, sir. We're going to stick with laser number 1. All right. Now let's look for that explosion for the ship. Okay, so I'm going to add 2 things. I'm going to add something that, when we explode, what's going to happen, right? But I also, we kind of have a death force, right? So what if we just like bump into the asteroid, right? For those of you that see movies, stuff starts happening and, kind of things start going down, right? So I was looking at these things that I just downloaded, right? The electronic noise. So, I bumped into it too hard, right? Or maybe something like that, right? Kind of like when you're about to bump into something with your car, you start getting that. For those of you with newer cars, you start getting that alarm that your parents have. Beep, 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 beep. Kind of same thing. Hey, we bumped into something, and this is the noise we're going to hear. Okay? Like, some of our electronics went down. All right? So what I want to do is go ahead and put that inside player 1. So I'm going to go to player 1 script. Where'd it go? Right there. Player 1. So I got to add, of course, I got to add a new audio source here. So what I want to do is public, of course, public. And we're going to do audio source. There it is. Okay. And we're going to name this one audio. Okay. After that, what I wanted to do, let me see what else do I want it to do. After the audio, well, I wanted to play, of course, duh. So I'm gonna go. Let me see where I can play it. We're gonna play when we collide, right? Obviously, and we're going to play. Right before the if statement, I believe. Okay. Yeah. So we'll play it right here. And this is audio dot play. Okay. So that kind of lets us know that, hey, we're getting too close and our death force hasn't been met, so we're not going to blow up. Okay, see what I'm saying? All right, so hit that save button. Come over here. Look at our player 1, and we're going to go with electronic 2. All right, waiting on it to build up. Come on, come on, come on. All right, going to player 1. Audio source, we don't have anything yet. So what we want to do is add a component first. Let's go ahead and add that audio first. Audio source, and we're going to go with electronic 2, right? All right, and then we're just going to grab this and put it in there. All right, and not play on awake. Obviously, we don't want to play on awake. We want to play when we actually bump into something. Let me test it out real quick. And I'm going to graze. I want to try and graze the asteroid without giving it too much death force. See that? See that? Yeah. Okay, okay, I like that. It's letting me know, hey, oh yeah, it's damaging me. You guys get it, right? Okay, cool. That works just nice. All right, so now we need to go ahead and add the explosion to the main ship. Go back here. Come back up. We're gonna go and create another game object, right? Public. Ooh. Game object, and this will be explosion, right? Alrighty, so where are we going to make our explosion at? We're going to make it over here when we collide, and it's going to be once we go over that death force that we were talking about, right? And it'll be after we take away a life. So let's make it here, add a comment, make explosion. Okay, so we're going to make an explosion right under here. Pretty much the same way we did the asteroid, right? Why reinvent the wheel, folks? Why am I going to reinvent the wheel? So you're going to go back to your asteroid script, copy that one that you created, go back to player 1, and paste it right there, folks. Look at that. Magic! New explosion. All right, so let's see. Save. Good to go. I think, let me double check and make sure I got everything right. Yep. Good. All right. Minimize that. Now, by now you should figure out what you're going to use for the ship. So let me look at my ship source. Where is my player 1? There he is. Explosion. Okay. So I went to my prefabs, right? Not these prefabs, but my explosion prefabs that I had before. Inside, oh, not that one. Prefabs. Let me see if it's this one. Yeah, I think it's this one. And I think I went with a none of these. Where'd it go? Right. Prefabs. And I think I went with a plasma explosion, because I think my plasma explosion already added sound. Okay, so there's my sound already in my plasma explosion, and I went with a heavy blast. Let me see, what else do I have here? Small explosion, tiny explosion, energy explosion. Okay. Oh, I remember this. Yeah, I like this one. And this one has a muffled, distant explosion. So it makes it sound like it's getting sucked into a vortex. So I like this. Energy explosion with a muffled, distant explosion. Okay. So keep that in mind. So let's go back to my player one. Energy explosion is what I'm looking for, folks. Energy explosion. And E, A, B, C, D, E. Energy explosion. There it is. And I'm going to go ahead and throw that in there. So if I scrape the asteroid, I get electronic damage. If I hit the asteroid with enough force, I should see the energy explosion with that muffled blast. Okay? File save. File save project, just in case. Play. All right, so what's happening is it's exploding. Okay, I don't like that. So I'm going to have to work on that. Let me see what's going on. All right, so we're going to go back into our script here. Player one. All right, so I made a mistake of putting it up here. So what I need to do is create an else for this audio. Okay, so let's make it. Let me see. Else if right here. Okay, outside this other if statement. So I'm going to hit the enter else. Okay, and I'm going to enter my two parameters there. Okay, and inside these curly brackets, it's where I'm going to cut this and paste it in there. Okay, so what I'm telling it is if the magnitude is high enough, I want you to create me an explosion. If not, play the audio of scraping. Okay, so there it is. That's an easy fix. So I'm going to go ahead and put that there. Another thing I noticed while I was playing is that my explosion wasn't getting destroyed. So let's go ahead and get rid of it from the hierarchy. Again, with that same destroy code that we did before. If you don't remember, go back. And we're going to destroy the new explosion. Right? And we're going to, again, destroy it after 5 seconds. If you want it shorter, that's fine too. No issues there. It's just in the hierarchy, so the hierarchy doesn't get too buffered down. All right, save it. So now, explosion. If my magnitude is too high, explosion. After 5 seconds, explosion gone. If not, audio play. That scraping electronic getting destroyed noise. All right, so pay attention to your brackets. Pay attention to your brackets, please. Okay, I'm not going to be helping you for brackets. You guys need to start figuring this out on your own, especially when I hover over it and it tells me what it belongs to. I hover over it and it tells me what it belongs to. I hover over it and it tells me what it belongs to. Look at that. Come on, man. Come on, man. Got to get it. Got to get it. All right. So let's check it. Okay, that was too hard. That was too hard. So I need to go soft. Too hard again. There it is. Okay. Not hard enough. Not hard enough. But if I fly, oh, dang it, I missed. Thought for sure I was going to get it. There it is, the explosion. All right. Cool, man. I think we got everything covered. Let me just refer to my notes real quick and I'll get back to you guys. All right, so the next thing we want to do is create ourselves an audio mixer. We're going to go ahead and go to Windows. You're going to go to Audio and you're going to select Audio Mixer. It's probably going to ask you to rename it. I renamed mine to Asteroids. I'm going to add several groups here. The first group is going to be explosions. Explosions, right? And then another group I'm going to name no. Control Z that. All right, master. Add another group, and this one's going to be shooting. Okay. So again, for those of you that remember, we control the volume with the master, but if you want to individually control these other ones, then that's what you'll be able to do. So we go to player one, go to the audio source, and you're going to go to the output here. What output does it belong to? It belongs to the explosion, right? Because it's going to explode. The bullets, where's my bullets? Project, prefab, bullet. That one has an audio source also, and that one belongs to shooting. Okay, so if I want to increase that sound, I'll do that in the mixer. Let me see, what else? All my prefabs, my large has an audio source. No, it doesn't. Okay. It's the prefab itself. So I got to look for dust explosion. Let me see if I can remember where I put that. Dust explosion. Does it have a sound? It does. All right. So dust explosion output. That goes with explosions. Let me see, what other one did I have? Energy explosion. Energy explosion has a muffled, so I'm going to go ahead and put that in explosions because that one is for the ship. And then I have small explosion, I believe, and that one should also be there. Okay, which one does this one have? Tiny explosion, so I got to look for tiny explosion right there. Go to my audio source, and that is part of the explosion. Okay. So now as I'm playing, I can adjust my noise, my audio mixer. Okay. Let me see if it lets me do it while playing, and I think it should give me the option to edit on play mode, right? Alright, you guys heard that? Okay. So if I want to go a little louder, so you see that? If I want my explosion to be a little bit less, I would mess with that. And of course the master controls them both because it is the parent of all of these guys. So we're going to keep it there. I think that's loud enough. All right. I think we've accomplished everything we've wanted to accomplish. Any questions? Make sure you let me know.